You're listening to UCW Radio. In your face.
What we got here is a failure to communicate.
Oh, have I got your attention now?
For lack of a better word, it's good.
You know what I mean?
Money to be made in a place like this.
Money never sleeps, pal.
You're crazy.
You know what it takes to sell real estate? It takes brass.
I'm falling, and I can't get up.
All right, welcome to Money Never Sleeps Radio. It's been a while, and it's just been a crazy few months. If you if you see what's happening around the world, things have changed. Okay, in an AC after COVID-19 age, you have a lot of things changing. It's just crazy, you know. You have small businesses that are right now, they have their back against the wall, even though the government's not only in the U.S. but globally, they're providing some assistance, some stimulus packages. But at the end of the day, I don't know. I don't know if that's going to be enough for certain businesses. This whole I'm going to keep referring to it as the AC age, has done a number of things. We're not in a changing world. The world has changed. Everything above that is going to be an evolving world, where you're going to have a shift in probably industry, a shift in how things work, how people work, how businesses work. You know, in the age of Ford and all the other industrialists, there was a change there that changed the world forever. In the AC age, it's what's happening now is a lot different than the last financial crisis. The last financial crisis had certain things going on, as you all know, that created the mess, and it was cleaned up. This right here is just an act of God that transpired, and really, you know, maybe when you look at the lives lost, it's saddening. You look at the people that gotten sick, you know, that's saddening too. It's changed how we live, how we function on a daily, changed how businesses work, and they're beginning to realize that telecommuting is functional. It works. Okay, and you have different industries that, in my view, weren't going to be truly, you know, coming into their own until probably the next 6 to 18 months. But now they're becoming more prevalent, even though they've been around. It's just, you know, the evolution of things, artificial intelligence, that is going to be at the center of what's going on, as well as, you know, security. But, you know, the artificial intelligence, and I'll give you an example. Russia, Moscow, and they've done it in China as well, but in Moscow they went and they implemented facial recognition technology into all their cameras, all the CCTV cameras around Moscow. And what that has done, they did that for one reason, right now, and that reason was to make sure that everybody was adhering to the mandate that you have to self-quarantine, that you have to utilize social distancing, and basically, you know, it was effective. The problem with that is that once, you know, the next 12 to 18 months pass by, you're going to have a vaccine for COVID-19. Things will get better health-wise. But the things that are implemented now, they're not going to revert. There's no backwards. There's only forward. And that's what people need to be careful of, what governments need to be careful of. But more so the people, because you vote on these things, right? You have to be aware of that, because these are going to be material changes that will continue to evolve over time, and privacy is at the forefront. So taking a look at that and understanding that everything looks nice and pretty now. But what happens when that's not the case? Okay, you have Google and Apple, they're teaming up to create, to update their operating systems on mobile phones. And basically, it's a social distancing apparatus, for lack of a better phrase. Basically, it's allowing you as an individual, if you come in close proximity of someone else, and they may have been tested positive or something at one point or something of that nature, and it'll alert you, so you're aware of it, and you take whatever precautions you have to take at that point. Again, it's just for that now. Okay, Washington has approved facial recognition technology to utilize it for law enforcement. Okay, and there's going to be a progression there, where right now they're using CCTV cameras. It'll evolve. Okay, where you'll have, officers that'll have this in their cars, and this is the way things are going. You may not see it yet, but trust me, this is the way things are going. And again, it's a matter of the evolution of things. The things that you see in movies that show futuristic things happening in technology, it's possible. And if you can think it and you can dream it, you can achieve it and make it happen. And in technology, you have a lot of creative people out there, and they're going to create pathways to doing this stuff. Like right now in the quarantine life world we're in, you have a lot of creative people that are on lockdown right now, so they're getting itchy, and they start, if they bury themselves in what they do, they'll wind up creating magic. When you are focused on something, and you're basically working on a project, whatever it is, trying to reinvent something or invent something, you have creative people that'll lock themselves in a room all day for days at a time to work it out. And now that they're in that situation, I'm pretty sure the magic's going to happen. A lot of creative things are going to come out. You're going to have people that are going to create things that we never thought would be possible then, but it will be possible. During the plague, Sir Isaac Newton, he was in quarantine, and he developed the law of gravity, developed calculus, developed a whole host of things. So you put a creative person in a place where they have access to certain tools, they will find a pathway. They will invent, reinvent, or create things. Okay, now in this AC age, I mentioned artificial intelligence and telecommuting. You have businesses that are understanding that telecommuting works. It's functional. It allows companies to have employees anywhere in the world and work as if they were in front of you. The technology is there. Okay, you have a company, and this I have a problem with, Zoom, and I'm not, I'm saying this publicly. Zoom, loved the concept, loved what they wanted to do. Problem that I had with it, and I knew it, as things were going on. This is why I never wanted to use it. It was built on an inferior platform, foundation. Their foundation was flawed. They did not incorporate the security protocols they needed to, end-to-end encryption, so on and so forth, to protect their users. They were more interested and rushing to the gates to be the first ones there because they wanted to go public and even though they've been around since 2011. The bottom line is you have to build things on a strong foundation. If not, you're not protecting the people that trust you. They're on your platform because they trust you. If they don't trust you, they're not going to use it. And look, great concept, flawed system. Them making a comeback from this, and they will over time, but it's not going to be anytime soon. And you're going to have, other companies that are popping up with more robust systems, more secure systems, end-to-end encryption, so on and so forth. And that's what you want, okay? But systems that are highly secure, that allow you to collaborate over long distances, this is a key component with telecommuting. Okay, you take that with other collaboration platforms that allow you to share documents and so on and so forth. And I'm not talking about a Slack. There are other ecosystems out there and I'll talk about that on another show. But that offer and will continue to offer products that work for business. Okay, now what's going to happen, and what's happening now, is you have companies that are going through this transitionary period, and they are beginning to understand the dynamics of their business, understanding the true financial, direction of their company, and they understand where they can trim the fat. You have major corporations that are furloughing many people, laying off a lot of people. You have, Disney, they furloughed, I think, 40-something thousand people. Other companies, laid off 20,000. You have other ones that had to, let go a whole bunch more. The bottom line is this is a thinning of the herd, and they're getting rid of the excess fat they have in their companies, and they're trying to figure out how to make it work more effectively to keep the margins high. And it can be done, utilizing technology. Technology is key, and this is this pathway, just to give you an idea, is going to impact the commercial retail sector. I'm talking office. Let me just correct myself. The commercial office, commercial buildings, office buildings, it's going to impact them. Reason being is that now, let's say you have a business, a company. They're leasing, let's call it 5,000 square feet, and they have 30 employees there. Okay, now that they're forced to telecommute and do business that way, and once they learn and adapt to it and see how it can be functional, they're gonna try, and they're gonna see how they're saving money. They're going to try to implement that. They're going to have to implement that, because in the new retail space environment, one thing that I know will come true is that you're not going to have desks side by side. You're going to have 6 feet of separation in between from one desk to another, from the front to the back, to the right to the left. And that's going to cut space. So it's going to impact the margins of companies. There's no question that's going to happen. So they're going to be looking at that, and it will impact the commercial real estate sector as far as office space is concerned. And I'm not going to speak about retail space. I'm just talking about office space. And it's going to dwindle. The demand for office space will start to diminish somewhat. And telecommuting is the key. The only way that the commercial office real estate arena, it will be able to work out the way for it to survive and to grow, to come out of this, is by looking at things differently and implementing different strategies. And that's something that's going to be key. Okay, so look, small businesses, they're going to suffer huge losses, especially with restaurants and the small retail. It's going to be hard for them to rebound. The fitness arena, that landscape is changing. You have, right now, gyms are closed. Can't go to the gym and train. People are learning how to work out without a gym. They're going back to when there was a time where you had limited gyms. You had maybe a couple of gyms around, and you had to travel a distance to get there. So people are learning to work out at home. Different things you have. I mentioned Peloton so many times when even before they went public. I like the concept, and right now, I'm sure their sales are booming because people are home. They're looking for something to do at home, and that's going to impact them in a positive way. So you have positive and you have negative. All I know is that in this AC age, opportunity is going to be there. It's going to be there in such a strong way that only the companies that go and pivot, that are nimble enough to pivot, are going to be able to benefit, and they're going to come out victorious, in the next year or two. The ones that can't, that are kind of, pigeonholed in what they do, and they can't evolve, or they choose not to evolve, well, they're probably are going to suffer. Even though you have the stimulus package here in the U.S., I think it was about $3 billion, close to $3 billion. I think they were approved for $6 billion, not billion, trillion. So it's you have 3 trillion, up to 3 trillion. They can go up to 6 trillion. It's a ridiculous amount of money, but it's supposed to be helping small business. And honestly, I don't see how I'm getting, information about small businesses that aren't being helped as much as they should be helped. And this is going to cause, them to go out of business. And in the fitness industry, as I was mentioning, you're going to have a change. The gyms, the way they are right now, that's going to change too. You're going to have people, more so the personal trainers that do stuff online. They'll probably come out on top. More remote things are going to come out on top. People are going to realize that, hey, my company may be in New York, but I can be in wherever, in Idaho, and I can do the same job and have a better quality of life. This is how things are going to change. If you look at, with the quarantine in Italy, how the canals in Venice are crystal clear. You have dolphins going there now. Again, material changes will be happening all over the world. There's no question about it. And again, this is much different than the last financial crisis. Nothing material changed as far as, a company did a thing or an industry did a thing. This is just an act of God. However, material things will change. Things will change materially in industries and companies. And when things settle down, I believe that in America, we'll be stronger. We'll be stronger in certain areas that we should be stronger in. Technology, number one. We're going to be very strong in technology. Other countries are going to ramp up. China is strong in technology. I think that they're learning how to be stronger. And, look, they're making investments. As U.S. Private equity are making investments in technology, but it's not so much about throwing money at them. It's about the evolution of what they're doing. Okay, but I think that the economy in the U.S. is going to be much stronger, and I'm sure that other economies will follow. All right, so, but on today's show, I didn't speak too much about what's going on in the markets because, the markets are going up and down and sideways. Everyone's trying to figure things out. So I'd rather just focus on, just general topics, okay, and really put a spotlight on technology. I'm going to speak more about that on the next show. Okay, so until then, I thank you for tuning in, and be safe. And just if you have mandates to self-quarantine, things of that nature, do so. If you practice social distancing, you'll be helping. It's not just about you; it's about the people around you. All right, so try to do that. Be safe, and we'll get through this. We'll get through this. Okay, you guys enjoy your day, and I'll be back with you with the next episode of Money Never Sleeps in the next couple days. Okay, have a good trading day.
Initiating shutdown sequence.
You're listening to UCW Radio in your face.
What is your major malfunction?
So let it be written. So let it be done.
Ladies and gentlemen, my mother thanks you, my father thanks you, my sister thanks you, and I thank you.
All opinions expressed by Louis Velazquez on the Money Never Sleeps radio show and its website are solely his opinions and do not reflect the opinions of the UCW radio show or their parent company or affiliates, and may have been previously disseminated by him on television, radio, internet, or another medium. You should not treat any opinion expressed by him as a specific inducement to make a particular investment or follow a particular strategy, but only as an expression of his opinion. His opinions are based upon information he considers to be reliable, but neither the UCW radio show nor its affiliates, parent companies, and or subsidiaries warrant its completeness or accuracy, and it should not be relied upon as such. The UCW radio show, Louis Velazquez, its affiliates, parent companies, and or subsidiaries are not under any obligation to update or correct any information provided on the radio show or on the website. His statements and opinions are subject to change without notice. No part of his compensation from the UCW radio show is related to the specific opinions he expresses. Please read the full disclaimer on MoneyNeverSleepsRadio.com.